What's up, guys? I'm on my way for day 2 at the Jake and Gino multi-family mastery event 6, and I just wanted to give you a little bit of a, oh, my fingers there. I want to give you a little bit of a, idea of what this event is about, what are my thoughts so far. So yesterday was day 1. First we had the introducer, then Jake and Gino spoke. Majority of the spoke, it was 1 hour. It was convincing us to buy their coaching, which is $10,000 and $25,000 respectively. One is for 1 year, the other one is for lifetime access. After that was one of my favorite authors, Chris Voss, who came and spoke for about an hour, and he presented pretty much everything he has into his masterclass and in his book. After that, we had another Jake and Gino success stories. It's people that bought the class and they're telling how amazing it is. But again, so far, nobody has told me what is, okay, I'll catch you up in a second. So thus far, no one really talked about what is multifamily, how do you get into it, how do you secure financing, what numbers do you look in a deal, what else do you look in a deal, like literally zip nothing, except Jake and Gino showed their journey from their first property to, from 2013 to now. And all they said is, okay, we bought this property, it was $25,000 a door, 16 doors. Then we bought this one, which was 30 doors, 30,000 a door. Like nothing else. All right, just a side note for the Gaylord Hotel. You got a charger, so you can charge for free. Side note about the parking, it's usually 36 bucks, but Jake and Gino actually made it so we get to pay $18 instead of 36 for the day, which was good. It was good, but both days I gotta pay $18 each. Anyways, so Chris Voss, who came as the first speaker, I don't know if they they should have done more research about Chris Voss. He basically told us a lot of things that really contradicted with the program that they're running. Like the program's schedule should have been a lot of give information in day 1, and then in day 2, then they have to heavy market their program. They came right off the bat at 9:15 marketing their program and asking you to buy it, pretty much. After that, it was David Green, who's an author. He works for co-host of Bigger Pockets. I really resonated with his whole 1 hour speech. It was amazing. He talked about a lot of things. He talked about the 3 pillars of building wealth, which is the title of his new book. And, he talked about offensive pillar, defensive pillar, so on and so forth. And I'm saying so on and so forth because I totally forgot what was the 3rd pillar. But I mainly came for those 2 speakers, David Green and Chris Voss. Now, the remainder, Jake and Gino, maybe they're amazing guys. I'm sure they are, and they're very successful in what they do. I'm sure they are. That's great. So far, I have no idea what is multifamily, what deals I need to look for, where I need to look for those deals. Nothing. Zero. That's a mastery. That's a multifamily mastery. I have no clue about multifamily at this point. I don't know what is multifamily. 2 units, 3 units, 20, 100. What is the market right now? What is it doing? All they say is that, people say market is bad now, it's 10% interest. Oh, we know that. Like, teach us. That's why we paid the money. Teach us. But again, I came for the 2 speakers to see, and if I learn something on the side, that's great. But so far, I have learned 0. Today's day 2. I'm gonna go to day 2, and I'll keep you updated in what's going on. From Jake and Gino, I learned stuff not about multifamily. But I mean, okay, they told us that multifamily, you should buy it right, finance it right, and manage it right. Shocking news. You do that with every real estate. The other thing that they, basically mentioned and they really wanted us to know has nothing to do with multifamily, it's just a general advice, is you need to have a clarity and focus into that one thing and give it 10 years. Like, don't jump ship, don't constantly pivot. Those are pretty much the 3-4 things that I gathered from them. But again, this is not specific to multifamily. This is specific for everything. Oh, and at the end, the 3rd speaker was Brad Lee, who's pretty famous. He looks like Grant Cardone for me. His things were, first of all, buy a $5 breath spray so you don't stink when people talk to you. Oh my God, people's breath stink like shit. Oh my God, guys, get that together. Your breath stinks. And he's 100% right. get a spray, get a chewing gum, something, anything. The next thing that he said is create more content, post 3-4 times a day, which I disagree with, but you know what, I think it doesn't matter. But you be the content. You need to be the content. You need to be the creator and just film your life like I'm filming today and just post it. Cut it, chop it, get an assistant and post it. That was his second thing. And the third thing is what he says, mindset, skill set, and habits. You know, those are the three things that are very important. So after Brad Lee, there was more pitching, and then we finished 5 something p.m. and then we came back at 8 where there was like a little party. I got to meet David Green and took a photo with him. There was like a party, but I'm too old for that, so I stayed for 30 minutes, network a little bit, and just went home. All right, let's go. All right, day 2 for the conference. We have a huge start. We have a start with a bang. Today, the first speaker was Phil Ham. He literally just showed us another pitch for buying the course of Jake and Gino. He showed something ridiculously amazing and groundbreaking. If you have $1.5 million in cash and you put it on an 8% return, when you divide that by 12, oh my God, you get $10,000 amount pre-tax money. Wow, groundbreaking stuff. After that, he showed us a conveyor belt with, you know, buying a house, one house a year, how you go from one house to a bigger house to a multifamily, but he never actually explained how you get financing for this, what you should look for in a deal, how to find those deals, like nothing. After all that, we got the first real estate advice, which is wherever you live, like the house that you live in, make a circle on the map and look for deals within that circle. That was the first real estate advice for day 1 and day 2 combined thus far. Then analyze 3 deals per week, he said. This is so you don't check different cities. I have my laptop here, so I'm looking at my notes. This is so you don't check out different cities all the time and hop around the country. And oh, here is a good real estate. Oh, here's a good here. Okay, so this is a good advice. Most people would like, I would say know that. So that was advice. Make a circle around your neighborhood. Then make a bigger circle maybe, and analyze 3 deals a week. Create a relationship with a realtor that does commercial deals, so he gives you the deals before they hit the market. That was another advice, because all the deals on LoopNet and Craigslist are visible to everybody. Okay, so here's all the things you need about real estate. For deal analysis, he says, you must know the value of the deal. No other info was presented, or what does this mean? Know the value of the deal. He said they teach you how to analyze the deal when you buy the course. Next speaker is Philip McKernan, which he started telling a story that I was not really sure what he's trying to illustrate, with his wife playing a violin or a fiddle or whatever. And it was something about the childhood emotions that we still have within us, and we need to be aware of them. He mentioned clarity at some point, but with his presentation wasn't very clear to me, at least, and to the person staying next to me and to his wife. What is this about? He did something that I like, that basically you need to share one childhood trauma, I think it was, from a childhood with the person next to you, and then a crazy idea, which mine is going to Mars, with the person next to you. That was pretty much it. All right, next guest was Jennifer Outland, which is the property manager for Jake and Gino. So she talked about property management. Shocking, I know. Market rents and renewal rents, which was a good, that was the first time that somebody did some good information about actual substance of real estate and data and advice and points. First for 2 days. Last speaker before the lunch. Market rents and market renewals. That's the best information so far I have in my notes. And just before she revealed how do we determine how to do market rents, how to analyze market rents, we have to switch topics, but we covered that in our program. So it was just another sales pitch, but this time with some information actually. So her best professional advice about you doing the property management is for you to make sure that the property management was done right. That was the best advice. She said, if I can leave you with one thing as a professional property management, I want to leave you with, make sure the property management is done right. Wow. Groundbreaking stuff. Okay, I'm going back. We got 2 more speakers. I am barely sitting there, guys. I'm not going to lie. 2 more speakers. We'll see if I can get some nuggets from them. So far, just a couple of things here and there. That's 2 days of my life. $300 for the ticket, $200 for hotel, and $18 times 2 for parking in 2 days of my time. All right, so I'm back home, and I'm gonna continue with What happened this afternoon? What did we learn? Did we learn anything about multifamily for this 2-day multifamily mastery? Let's see, we have just one more speaker that came out. His name is Chad Wright, who used to be a Navy SEAL, and he talked about changing the way we think. The whole thing was about changing the way we think. I agree with most of the things he said, not all of them, some of them are very inapplicable, but putting yourself around the right people, which is very important, and I resonate. I talk about it all the time on this channel. Number 2, become part of a team or group or a community, which is very important, as you know. Once you put yourself with the right people, make them your group of people, make them your community. This is the only way you're gonna grow. You will never become the best version of yourself by yourself. 100% agree. Allow others to teach you or coach you. If you're uncoachable, you ain't gonna learn anything. Number 3 is control the output. He was talking about controlling the input and the output. Basically, the things that you watch on TikTok, like I personally watch financial things, right? Or investment videos. If you watch cats and dogs and other BS and the Kardashians, the input that you're getting is shit. Same with TV and TV shows. If that's your input, what do you think you're gonna garbage in, garbage out? What do you think is gonna happen? And then he's talking about control the output. Things that you say influence the way you think. Basically, he was talking about not cursing. And I highly fucking disagree with that. Because it just, to me, this has no impact on the results that you're getting. Actually, I think that people that do not curse are not authentic if they're holding it back. Like if you're somebody like Gary Vee and you try to hold it back, you're not your authentic self. And I want to invest and be business partners with people who are their authentic selves. Be patient, be present, be deliberate. Those are the 3 main, very big things and points that he wanted to drive. And execute. Execute. Like you can be analyzing a deal 3 days, 5 days, 3 months, 5 months, but you gotta execute at the end of the day. The final note here I have is you have to continue to seek challenging environments. Otherwise, you're just gonna stagnate. You know, a shark has to continue swimming to actually survive, right? So I resonate with all of that. After that, Gino and his wife came, and there was that guy with a mindset, this couple retreats that started to interviewing them. At this point, I was almost falling asleep. I was barely hanging in there, because so far, I wish I can say there was nothing about multifamily, but there was just that tad bit. Jennifer Outland, the property manager, who actually talked to us a little bit about rent increases. She showed us spreadsheets, and that was just that little tad bit that I showed you, the slideshows. That's the only thing that we talked about multifamily. Although this is kind of a general, it can be about, you know, single family as well. For the mastery, that I'm supposed to be a master now at this, I did not learn anything. I'm so sorry to say, but it was just, oh, the last speaker didn't speak because the fire alarm got pulled, so we couldn't go back there. Overall, very poor. I went generally to kind of, you know, see Chris Voss and David Green, and I saw both of them. They spoke very well. I don't have notes for Chris Voss because everything he said I already read and already know. But the remainder is just like a weird bunch of people. I thought Chris Voss was gonna talk a little bit more about how to negotiate better with a seller. David Green, he's the co-host of a podcast about real estate. He did not talk about real estate though. He talked a lot about saving and aggressively investing, but not specifically for multifamily or not specifically for real estate. So highly disappointed. I would give it like a 2 out of 10. I don't want to give it a 1, but a 2 for an effort, I guess. Anything else? It was just advertising for their mastery class, and it's $10,000 a year or $25,000 for a lifetime. And I will tell you, your network is your net worth, right? So if you just find the people the movers and shakers in your city, and you create that as your group, you don't need to pay anybody $25,000. One of the VIP students that was there, I talked to her and she's like, oh yeah, I'm in the program. I'm like, so how do they bring value? She goes, well, if I have a deal, they can analyze it. You know, if I have a deal right now, I can call at least 5 people who are into that field that can analyze it. It's not that hard, you know, like it's, again, surround yourself with the people who know about that subject. You don't need to have a PhD or a bachelor's to have those people work for you. All right, well, that's it for the video. I would not be attending another Jake and Gino's mastermind multifamily master because there's nothing about multifamily that I learned. I'm sure if I buy a class or if I watch YouTube for 3 hours, I want to learn 100 times more than what I learned there about multifamily. very disappointed. Gino, I'm sorry if you're watching this. I know you live close by here, Jacksonville. Do better, guys. Even Chris Voss, when he came out, he didn't point that out as a mistake in your program, but he was saying stuff that are exactly the opposite of what you do. Maybe you should have consulted with him before he got on stage or before you made the program. Consult with him on the program. You know, you're paying him, I think, $70,000 an hour to talk. Let him talk 50 minutes and let him digest the program for 10, make it better. All right, that's all for now, folks. As usual, click sub or don't, I don't care. If you care about your finances and you want to learn more and you want to be financially free, do it. If not, don't. Don't forget the golden rule is not to look rich, but to be rich. The money in your bank account looks way better than the same money on you. Peace.